Hey there, everybody. My name is Kenny Packalaka, and you're watching the debut episode of the Packalaka podcast and its segment, The Rising Fist, where we showcase players who have not had the opportunity to show the world who they are in and out of Pokemon. Today, I got three special guests for the debut episode in Team Soothe Bell. So, why don't you fellas go and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm great. I'm
I'm Wyatt.
yeah.
I player judge 3 years now. So
My name is Omari. I've been playing for about 10 months, and I'm from New Jersey.
Nice. So, kind of spread over all over the place when it comes to the team. So, if you don't mind me asking, what made you come together and actually form Team Soothe Bell, and what's your message or goal when it comes to the team itself?
that's you, Gray. You're first.
I forget. Can I not be first?
Look. If you don't want to go first, we can shift. Anyone who wants to chime in, you
Like that
can
would be
interrupt the other
wonderful.
person, and that's all good.
I I can go first, Gray. It's okay. I'm
I
used to
just
doing
need an
interviews and
example.
stuff. So. Yeah. So basically, we formed this team to help the community. Like our big goal is. Um, we want to be like that pillar in the community that if people need stuff they can come to us. Like there's plenty of teens out there that are like chasing tops and everything, and like yes, chasing tops is good, but the most important aspect of the game is to have fun, and like that's what we want to do for the community. We want to make sure people are able to have fun.
So, if you don't mind me asking, starting with Gray, what are your goals this season, whether as a team or just a personal goal when it comes to the Pokemon trading card game?
I just want to get Ace Trainer at this point. Like the world's like hunt has just failed me for the last like 10 years, so I'm just trying to like day two or something, just get something.
By day two, you mean like you haven't had a day two appearance in a regionals yet?
No, sir,
All right, well,
never.
that's going to change this season. I have hope. You got this. It took me from like 2016 to get a day two, and then we got there at Milwaukee. We cheesed it with Badoo Frost last, but we got there. So, what?
My personal goal this season is to judge a major. I've been judging locals for 2 years now, and I feel like that's my next step in this journey is to judge a major and just being able to put my name out there for people to be able to come to me for stuff like that. Um, like my team goals for this season though is I want to improve the player experience. I want people to like if they're at a regionals and I need this card, I can't find it anywhere. Oh well, I have that card. Here you go, no problem. Or I didn't bring sleeves. Oh well, I've got a pack of sleeves for you. Stuff like that. Or hey, I'm not feeling great right now. I don't know what to do with myself. Oh well, I'm gonna go find those Team Sues guys and like talk to them because I know they said that they can talk to me if I need something. And that's like my major goal is I want to improve that player experience, not only this season but continuing on.
So essentially, you're saying you want to judge more, kind of go more on the lax side when it comes to competitive play, but be more of like a community resource that people could rely on you and notice you and be like, oh well, like you said, like oh I'm missing sleeves, I'm missing X card, or I'm not feeling the greatest and I'm super stressed out, and just come to you really and kind of like acknowledge that resource.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly it.
That's pretty thoughtful. We don't really have much of that in the community, so it's great to hear other players that have, even though they haven't been playing too long, want and feel the need to want to fill that void in the trading card game because it mental health going into a regionals or a tournament is always like super important. And I know there are players like even our world's runner-up who stated on a recent podcast on Mellow Magikarp's YouTube where he said he started out super stressed out when he went to events, but I think it was like London Worlds. He ended up finally finding his like state of bliss and being able to calm down and found a group of people to where he could just kind of relax and feel comfortable in a vacuum.
Yeah, and I feel like that is something that probably doesn't get discussed enough is the mental health aspect of it, and it's something that probably should be brought up more. And like it's such an issue in today's age, that people struggle with mental health and don't feel like they have somebody they can talk to, and we want to be that person you can talk to.
Sounds great, honestly. What about you, Amari?
So this will be my first full season. I started in November of 2024, right before Badoo Hell came upon us, and I was playing Chen Pao and Reggie Drago. Um, for this season, I really just want to have fun, max out my challenges and cups, hopefully getting 4 first places because I have high hopes for myself. And another thing that I have found a little bit of joy freshly in is teaching others. Um, I've I'm not the best person. I don't know a lot as compared to people that have been playing this game for like years upon years, but I relatively can understand the standard, the decks that are being played, and I can gain a sense of the technicalities of a deck very easily. And I found I have a lot of enjoyment being able to teach other people um, that are like new to Pokemon, new to card games in general about like how to play, what decks are good, and just how to have fun. Because I remember being that person. I mean, I started out in Pocket. I was just like, oh, well, I like Pocket, but this seems a little bit too short, a little bit too like small. I want to think bigger. I've always been a fan of Pokemon since I was a kid, so I was just like, why not start and check out the TCG? And I remember, like, I went to my first locals with a scuffed Chen Pao list, and it was part of the Chen Pao build, the deck that the pre-built deck, and it wasn't really good. And I got help at my first locals, and I just remember being like, "Wow, teaching people must be fun." And now that I'm of a certain knowledge and I have certain experience, I'd like to say like I actually teach pretty decently. I don't want to toot my horn too much, but I mean I've been teaching my boyfriend about the TCG for the last month, and he got his first locals win. So you know, I think the other side of just like trying to max out my locals and become a better person myself is also help the people around me become better players.
And that's a really good skill and attribute to really pick up, especially as soon as you have been playing. Because you said, if I heard that correctly, you said you started out with Pocket before you did the TCG.
Yes.
So that's even more impressive to me and really interesting to hear. Like, I know the Pocket community kind of like it was about time, or it was inevitable that the Pocket community would kind of see the attribute of having a competitive card game and then picking up the actual card game, wanting to learn the rule sets because there's regionals and stuff going on for it. And I don't doubt once Pokemon hopefully implements like Pokemon Pocket regionals, NAIC, like all that it'll grow the player base even further. But translating from like Pocket to the TCG and having that aspect and the drive to help and teach others is really just incredible to me. Like, it takes years for people to even master a specific deck, to even be able to recognize deck building in its entirety, or even be able to do placements. I know myself, it took a minute before I got placements, and it took a minute before I was able to actually start building my own lists and doing well. But in less than what, a year and a half, you're managing to do that. So that's pretty cool. But moving forward.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. I just wanted to add a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, I just feel like it's really important to also acknowledge the flaws of being a newer player, that I feel like may not be as addressed, which I guess we can talk more about as we get into the other questions. But I think ego is a big thing that a lot of people need to let go of, and once they do, they can really allow themselves to become a much better player.
Moving on, where are you all from, and how long have you been playing the TCG? I know this was kind of touched up on a little bit by all of you. I know Amari just said that they ended up picking it up from Pocket less than a year and a half ago. But what was the first like set or format you remember actually picking up when you started the Pokemon TCG?
So I'm from the Casey area. Shout out Forever 10. Um, I've been playing about 3 years now. The first like set I specifically remember playing with was Battle Styles. That was yeah. Battle Styles was my first like introduction to competitive Pokemon.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, looking back, I just
I dodged that format.
it,
Let's go.
it worked out for the best. I mean, I'm still here, so that's what matters. If I can get through Battle Styles, I can get through any set. So
If I can get through Battle Styles, y'all can get through Reggie Drago Kira formats.
exactly.
Great.
Oh god, I started in 2008. I pulled up with a 2005 Nidoqueen Worlds replica deck that they immediately told me I couldn't play. So I started officially playing in like SP format with Power Spray.
Nice.
A wonderful time.
So I started mid Surging Sparks. Like I said, it was right before Badoo Wars and all that. I was playing. I think remember my first like deck that I mainly played was Chen Pao because I love ice types. That's one of my favorite types in general. And I remember I picked up Regidrago not too far after. Regidrago became one of my favorite types because of the versatility it had, the different dragon type moves, and I just thought, oh wow, this is like the fun of the TCG, being able to have versatility. And I mean, I think you could probably see this more in expanded. I haven't looked at expanded much, but I just like the idea of being able to use different types of dragons and putting it in your discard and using their own moves. It reminded me a bit of the video game, certain aspects of that. And I thought Surging Sparks was a pretty fun format before it all went crumbling.
But before Itchy Pollen got involved. But
It
yeah.
was I did enjoy before Itchy Pollen got involved.
Look, for
See, I
some
like it
of
more
you,
with Itchy Pollen.
I think Gray and I were the only ones that went through Seismitoad Wars. If maybe, I don't know, but like Seismitoad Wars, I'll tell you, was way more toxic than I've seen Badoo Wars. So
Yeah, imagine if your Bidoof killed things.
yeah,
That's
imagine if your Badoo had a built-in weapon, i.e., a Burbank City Gym Stadium, an item card that just said poison and put you to sleep, and a tool card that made you do 20 more damage, and item log.
And like
no
130
toxic
HP.
laser.
And at 180 HP, yeah. And fighting Fury Belt
Oh,
later
just-
on. 220 HP, 40 damage quaking punches.
Ugh. Yeah,
God.
I'm kind of glad I missed on that format.
That was terrible. There was even tool cards that you got to attach to your opponent's Pokemon where it made their attack cost one
Headringer.
more.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, and I'm actually like I've heard about it before from some of my players at locals, and like I was like, dude, that does sound bad, but the way y'all are explaining it, man, I'm glad I did not play it in that time.
Wait until you scare a retro player by bringing up what Lysander's trump card does.
Yeah, I have a full art copy of that I picked up just last weekend. So.
Let's go. The most broken card in TCG history. Which
That is why it is banned.
and it was banned in GLC after like what, one tournament?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
No,
banned
for real.
in GLC, it's banned in expanded, like
Like it made it through one regional where they were like, "You gotta go."
What actually got you into competitive Pokemon in its entirety? Like, what drew you to it, and what made you want to, like, I know in Omari's case, came from Pocket. What drew you into switching from, like, Pocket to the actual card game itself?
so I had been playing I actually used to play other TCGs. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I played Vanguard, uh, I played Dragon Ball for a little bit, and like around COVID, I kind of got out of playing all TCGs. I was still like buying and selling them, and I actually had like started buying and selling Pokemon during COVID just because of the boom of it. And I after COVID, I was like, still wasn't playing anything. I was like, I need something like occupy my time. I've always enjoyed like trying to like solve puzzles and everything. So I had been buying and selling from Forever 10, and I was talking to the shop owner, and he was like, "Why don't you start playing?" And I sat there, and I was like, "You know what? Maybe I should." And he actually like convinced me to build a deck and everything. And the rest is history. Like I've been playing ever since.
Okay, so I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was like 12, like 2006, and then I randomly found like there was local card stores doing tournaments, which was a foreign concept to me. So I started showing up for that, and I saw that the Pokemon stuff was going on at the same like day and time, and they looked like they were having more fun. So I was like, "Hey, can I come like learn that with y'all?" And they were like, "Yeah, dude, come on in."
That's so gnarly. Yeah, I think I also followed the train of I started off at Yu-Gi-Oh, but I was like 7, 8 years old playing Black Wings horribly because I saw Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. That got me into playing Yu-Gi-Oh because I watched 5Ds. I loved Yusei, I loved Crow, and I was like, Black Wings seems so cool. Half the deck is banned. Shit's limited to one. So this obviously is a good deck. So then I remember vividly my mother bought me a Pokemon pack, and I threw a fit because I didn't want Pokemon. I wanted Yu-Gi-Oh! And my spoiled little ass opened up that little pack, and I opened up a Lucario level X, and from then on I learned, oh, there is a strategy to this game, and then picked up Pokemon. So yeah, it's pretty interesting in that aspect. Now I know we touched up on it a bit, Omari, but what actually drew you from Pocket to the TCG?
So I just I remember being in Target, and I was just like getting groceries for my mom, I think, and I was just like, "Oh, I have a bit of money. Let me check out what's going on in Pokemon world," because I used to collect as a kid, but I was just like a stupid kid. I was just like, "Ooh, shiny. Yes, these are cool." But I was just like, let me see what's going on." And I see this King Gambit Shrouded Fable illustration collection. It had like the King Gambit card art rare, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And I opened it up, and it was cool. I don't think I got much besides the King Gambit. But oh no, I remember I got Pokevital A, and I was like, "Huh, this is a pink card, so it must be rare." Um, I think that Loki might have like my future was like what's the word foreshadowed in me getting that Pokebottle A to playing Crustle. But um I remember it was just like I was playing Pocket and I was like, huh, this is fun. But like it's just like there's only 3 points and it's just like if you take out an EX, it's just basically like two like Pokemon you have to take in. I was just like I was just like, oh, let me see what like because I know there's like locals and stuff. And I was just like I just got out of dropping out of college and I was just like, I don't know what to do with my life. I'm kind of lonely. And, I thought of the idea of me having friends that play Pokemon and being able to have a community that I talk to and like learn from. And I envisioned that and I was just like, man, that looks really fun. Like Pocket doesn't really have like we said, we don't it doesn't have any competitive stuff besides online for now. So I was just like, I mean, I know Pokemon TCG has a pretty decent community. Little did I know how big it was. So I was just like, let me go on this Pokemon event finder and see what's close to me. So, I went from I was in North Carolina at the time. I went from Winston-Salem, North Carolina to Greensboro, which was actually where the town I went to college in. And I went to this locals and I was like, oh my God, there's so many people. Oh God, this is terrifying because I don't know anybody and I'm just here with me and my cards. Um, and it was just like they welcomed me with open arms and it was like so like open to like new people joining and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. This sense of just like people being here for me to allow me to grow and learn is just like amazing. And I just remember feeling so happy after that day. It just made me want to keep going.
I think Jake Earhart would preach with you right there that like a 3 prize format or like a 3 point like format would be awful, and y'all are probably not about to enjoy this next set when it comes to the megas being worth 3 prizes for those who didn't play during the tag team era.
Well, we had 3 prizes with VMAXs too.
Oh right, VMAX. I forgot about that was a blur.
I
Yeah,
forget Remax is
yeah.
all the time.
That was such a
Nothing felt better than knocking out a Mew VMAX for 3.
Here, my
That's what
Galarian
makes it crazy. I
Moltres is a
played the
blood
deck for
rusher.
so long.
What's crazy is I literally was playing Mew Expanded like a year ago at like Louisville, and I still forgot
Right.
VMAXs exist. But I guess this is a really interesting question. But what was the first deck that you picked up, and what is your favorite deck that you've played?
So the first deck I ever picked up, Mewtwo V Union. That was
What?
an experience for like very first introduction into playing
Now, was it
Pokemon.
control or was it attacking?
So apparently, like this is looking back on it, I had it built for control, but I always played it as attacking. I like played it aggressive when it was a control build. Didn't know that at the time. And so it's just like looking back on it, it's so funny to think that I was playing the deck wrong and still managed to eke out wins here and there with it. So it worked out.
That's always the best feeling.
But yeah, 100%. My favorite deck that I've ever played though is Lost Tina. I picked up that deck and played it exclusively for a full year because I wanted to like get better at the game. And me and one of my friends had been talking about it. And it was like, why don't you pick up a deck and like just stick with it, learn the ins and outs of the deck, every line you can with the deck. And Lost Tina filled that like itch and like need to learn for me because the Lost Zone mechanic, like it's so intricate and you need to think about every microtransaction. And I truly believe like Lost Tina made me a better player just playing it so much.
Yeah, there was always like two sides of the spectrum when it came to Lost Zone. It's either you got better because you ended up playing it, or you still retained your skill level because you were just willy-nilly throwing everything away that you just didn't think about for the late game. Because I do agree, there was a skill level to that deck that was like super like undiscovered. Like one of them is players thinking about their late game as opposed to like right then and there, and that's what I think a lot of people kind of misinterpreted or miss the point while playing Lost Zone decks. Like Lost Zoning a Mirage Gate turn 1 turn 2 to get like an escape rope or like an energy could end up losing you late game because you don't have that Mirage Gate to end it with like Iron Hands or Radiant Charizard. Like it was always, or Radiant Greninja, like one of the two. So it was always just one of those things where that definitely was one of the hardest decks of all time, I think, to play to perfection, and Lost Tina was right up there with it.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that.
The first deck I can ever like remember playing was a pre-release deck for Supreme Victors that I turned into a real deck because I won with it. It was like the Exploud and like Raichu.
Oh,
it was really bad, but I won states with it the next day. So seniors is crazy. I ended up turning that into Flygon Machamp from Rising Rivals and Stormfront at some point. I played that deck for a while. I would say my favorite deck was the Zapdos Jirachi from Team Up.
Get out.
Because everybody at my locals told me it was bad, and then it won nationals, and I was like, what about now, guys?
Get out of here.
And then nobody would trade me the pieces.
Was it Zap Beast, or was it like Pikarom with Zapdos?
No, it was just Zapdos and Jirachi.
What? With like
You know the little like. No, just them. Like it's
what?
just. I'm just gonna hit you for 80, and like, yeah. At the time, that was good.
I don't even remember that.
But but yeah, it was like the little Jirachi that had like a Stellar Wish or something. Yeah.
Dang, I didn't even know that was a deck without like Jolteon to. Dang. All right, well,
yeah.
I'll believe you just this once. Omari.
So my first deck was Shen Pao, which has now been overshadowed by Goldango and Raging Bolt, which I hate because Shen Pao is cool and an ice type, and I love ice types. But my favorite deck to play ever has been Serena with Vanillux. Serena EX with Vanillux, where Serena can basically put you down to 30 HP, and then Vanillux's Frigid Room says that any of your opponent's Pokemon that have 40 HP or below can attack. and it was paired with Panic Mask, which basically, if you didn't have the Vanillux set up yet, it would do the same thing. And I just like Vanillux is. We're gonna get into favorite Pokemon, but I could talk about how Vanillux is my favorite all day. But just like the idea of Vanillux being used as an actual like good card is like my favorite thing ever. And I was hoping that when Black Bolt White Flare came out, that Vanillux would actually get a playable card, but no. At least the art is pretty, so I can keep it in a binder.
Are there any players or people in your personal life that inspire you to strive in the Pokemon TCG or have helped you kind of get to the point to where you're at right now?
So players in my personal life, our other team member, he's kind of like a shadow member. Um, he's pretty busy with other life stuff, but he's still like part of the team. He's still one of our founding members. His name is Brandon. He is honestly the reason that I've improved this year, like this last season that just happened. He like coached me on all the lines that I needed. We would play Dragapult, and I never had the time at my old job to like play test. I was always at work. And so he would do the play testing and tell me like what the best list was to play. And so like I would just like listen to him. We went to like regionals and NAIC together, and being in the Midwest, we drive everywhere, and the closest regional is 8 hours away. So 8 hour car ride of just discussing play lines. Like really worked out for me. Another player is another player at our locals, Gabe. Like anytime I want to play test, he's always available to play test. Non-player wise, my wife pushes me. She always reminds me like the biggest thing is to have fun. And so like those words always sit in the back of my head of her just telling me like, hey, have fun with it. Like it doesn't matter if you do good or not. Like as long as you had fun, that's what matters.
Most definitely. Having fun is like, I feel like that's kind of been sucked out of the Pokemon TCG a lot more recently when the monetary value of tournaments started going up and the pressure for like getting your invite kind of also got introduced as a little more competitive. So people stress out way too much about their placements rather than they do actually just enjoying themselves at an event or just being able to play the card game. Because some people may not see it this way, but playing the Pokemon TCG is actually a luxury, and it is a really cool and fun luxury to have. So having fun,
Oh yeah.
always being able to like take the time and just enjoy the friends that you're around. Maybe like see once every so often or talk to them over Discord, and that's the one time that you're able to see them. And even the area, even though some areas, I'm not going to call out Peoria or Baltimore, sorry, but aren't just too friendly to have a regionals at, and probably should never go back. But
Yeah.
great.
I was in seniors. My mom, I would ask her if I could like go to a tournament, and the first thing she would ask me is, "Are you gonna win?" And I would say, "I'm gonna try," and that's the only way she would take me.
You will.
So
win.
like if I didn't win, she wouldn't bring me to the next one. She'd be like, "No, you wasn't trying hard enough." We'll shout out the Huntsville boys in Alabama. They were like at every event I went to when I went there, and every time they saw me, they're like, "Hey, Gray," and yeah, they're always a positive little twist to events. Yeah.
So I have one major and then like a few minor people that I say inspired me to keep going. My number one person is probably Sam Rindle. He is a friend from North Carolina, and he's like my age, and he's really good at the game. And it's just like I remember when I started playing him, and his brother both play, and I was just like, man, you're like really good, and I really want to be like your level of good because we're at the same age, and it's just like I want to be on your level, and it's just sort of like a sort of thing in my head where it's just like, oh, it's not impossible to be this good when this dude is literally doing it right here. And I just like every time I see him doing good, now I'll see him every so often, just posting scores and whatnot. And I'm just like, man, that's awesome. I know I can get to that point. And he kind of inspires me a lot because I just want to reach his level. Um, the Card Nest in Kenilworth, New Jersey. I have a few friends there, and we test a lot. And it's been like my first actual like testing group that I ever got. Because I moved back to Jersey, and I was just like, oh god, now I need to find all new card shops, and I gotta find new people, and I gotta like find a new community, and I just don't know what to do. So I looked on the event finder and I was like, okay, well this one's not too far from me. Checked it out, went, and I was just like, oh, new friends. I love making more friends. My homies at the Card Nest, um, and yeah, them and Sam Rindle are my number one inspiration.
Here's an interesting one that isn't really related to Pokemon, but I thought I'd ask because I myself also really enjoy music. But what is your hype band, artist, or song when going into an event?
I find myself a lot of times when I'm at like regionals or NAIC, if I'm like walking around, I'll throw an AirPod in and listen to Polyphia. Just like the
Nice.
instrumentals from Polyphia is just gets me gassed. Like specifically the New Devils album is just really good, and I highly suggest you give it a listen if you haven't. So
Every event I've been to since 2011, I listened to "Truth Be Told" by Southpaw, just because I think it's like hype, but it's really like a dumb song. Like every time.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a totally different genre. I have I'm more see I'm I am one of those people that you could be like, oh, you really listen to anything, and I'd be like, yeah. Back in high
Prove it.
school, no, not back in middle school, I used to listen to this video. I won't call it music because I guess it's not necessarily music. Ear Exploder 9000. I was a weird kid. Um, it was just like people scream. It was okay. This is good. Okay, I hope this doesn't sound insane. It was just like people screaming. It was just like bass boosted, and I remember just like I was like, yeah, this like low key, this goes crazy, and
Pressing
I'm
the
just like,
temperature
I
ever.
was like, I knew I would be into hardcore, but also I do have the pop side of me. I have a playlist called Card Games, um, and it's a very like mixed playlist. It has Poker Face by Lady Gaga. I feel like I gotta put that on there because it's just like I'm literally gambling because I might just top deck two Buddy Poppins or I might just top deck Iron Leaves and a bunch of energy. Who knows? Um, I got let's see, I got Formation by Beyonce because I need these cards to get in formation immediately and stop playing with me because I need to hit this knockout next turn or it's over. Um,
There's meaning. I love this.
I have let's see 15 minutes because by 15 minutes by Sabrina Carpenter because that's the amount of time left on the clock and if my opponent doesn't hurry up, we're gonna go to time and it's gonna be a tie instead of the win I deserve.
if
You
they don't,
know,
if they don't increase their pace of play, they're gonna catch these hands.
seriously. And the final one I'll name, America Has a Problem featuring Kendrick Lamar, because America will have a problem if Team Soothe isn't on the map by the end of 2026. Hashtag Team Soothe 2026.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, I would. I didn't think about a hype playlist like that or have that deep of a meaning. God.
I
That's
will say Megan the Stallion gets played at least 4 times whenever we're driving to regionals.
Look, man. I mean, I don't judge. I mean, on my hype playlist, I got One Direction on there. I'm born and raised. I liked One Direction growing up. They got some hits. I listened to a lot of hardcore, a lot of new metal, a lot of like alternative from like '90s, 2000s. I know Omari commented on my Primus thing. Like, I think it was like a month ago, maybe a little bit. But 3 Days Grace definitely and Sleep Theory both have my hearts when it comes to like hype bands. So
I've been listening
what did you
a
say?
lot of I've been listening to a lot of just like early Justin Timberlake recently because it's the only thing that keeps my niece and nephew from crying. So that's been on a solid rotation.
Look, my daughter loves listening to Dayseeker for some reason. I love Dayseeker. I've seen him in concert, but she loves Dayseeker.
Okay, so speaking of Dayseeker, absolutely love Dayseeker. My first introduction to them was Warped Tour in
Let's
2015.
go.
I have met them probably like 8 or 9 times. Anytime they come to Kansas City, me and my wife always go. I have multiple pictures with them. Like I, I love those dudes so much. Solid people as well.
Rory's
And
amazing.
another one, yeah, I love Rory. Do you know who Silent Planet is?
Yeah, I've heard of Silent Planet.
Okay. Garrett, the front man for Silent Planet, Garrett is the most genuine human being I have ever met. And like the nicest guy. he doesn't like wearing shoes when he performs. So anytime I'm outside in line for one of their shows and he's wearing shoes, I'm always like, dude, what are you doing wearing shoes? And he's like, they make me put them on when I'm outside. He's just a great guy.
I must say I'm more of on the folk side of I prefer folk over country every day. I love the mountain goats.
The mountain goats. Haven't heard of them.
I'm plugging my favorite band of all time, the Mountain Goats. They're so good and they make music for people that have the sad feeling sometimes.
Nice. I mean, I do that when there's one artist that I think everybody's at least heard of. Where if I was in the fields, I'd go and listen to it. It was Juice World. Like he was one of the very few artists that could like hit me in the fields outside of the Amity Affliction. Like they're another band where if they just hit me so hard. I saw them live with Silverstein, and that was one of the best concerts I think I'd ever been to in my life.
Oh, that had to have been really good, yeah.
It was them, One Step Closer, and See You Space Cowboy, and I think it was like 5 or 6 months, maybe it was a year before that. It was Beartooth, Silverstein, Wage War, and Era, and that was the most stacked concert I've ever been to outside of Linkin Park, 30 Seconds to Mars, and Beartooth in 2015. That was a great show.
So I went to it was Fit for a King and oh God, who else was it? I can't remember who else it was, but like it was Fit for a King's like touring, like their album release tour, and like that lineup was stacked.
Dang, Fit for a King. I haven't heard that name in a second, but I think they're about to come out with an album or something.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, they are about to come out with an album. Which again, Ryan Kirby, also a very nice, genuine person.
Let's go. So I guess straying back into Pokemon, when deck building for tournaments or even just like building decks in general, what's the biggest thing you take into consideration? I.e., do you favor consistency, text, playing four of everything and going from there, or do you try to like go into the mindset of I'm going to play against the best deck in the room. This is how I'm going to beat the best deck in the room. If I play against everything else, I'm going to figure it out as I go along.
So am my like deck building, I usually shoot for consistency first. Because like if your deck's consistent, there's no point in having text and all this other stuff in there. Because it won't play right. So my biggest thing I shoot for is consistency. And then if I have my consistency down pat, then I start putting in text for what I think I'll see, what I think I'll play against. Basically, I'll put text in for decks that I think I'm going to have a problem with before I put in text for decks that I think I have an easy matchup against.
Any of those things, I just think of whatever deck's not going to give me a headache by the end of the day.
Feel that. Sometimes you just need, like, shut off brain deck.
Like, when we're in for 9 rounds, brother, I'm going to, like, got to make sure I like what I'm playing.
I am big into teching against the meta. I'm
Me
an
too.
evil little goober. I'm an evil little goober who I saw this crystal deck. I was like, okay, you know, what's
Evil.
kind of big? EXs, e- abilities too. Yeah. Well, no, it's not kind of big. Typhlosion, number one fall off. But you know what? I still put that 1/1 line of Dash Bun with well baked body in because I just wanted to make sure. I won my first ever challenge about like 2 weeks ago with that crustal list. And I was just like, I got it from Twitter. That's where I usually get my decks from, or Twitter or Limitless. Limitless specifically for like the online stuff, because some of these people online be cooking. I personally just think, okay, yes, this deck, for example, is the Dashbun. They teched in Dashbun. I was like, well, Crustal has Ascension, or Dwebble has Ascension to find the Crustal, but there is no exact way to find the, what's it called? The Dash Button. So
Fido.
I was like, they aren't playing Ultra Balls. So I was just like, okay, well, it's playing 4 Grass Energy and 4 Dark Energy. So I was just like, I feel like just taking one of each off for 2 Ultra Balls can't hurt. And honestly, that helped helped the deck even more, because sometimes I didn't want the crystals to be the Dwebbles on the bench to be Dwebbles, and I needed to find a crystal, but I couldn't put them into Ascension. So I was just like, okay, I need to evolve you to protect you from those evil Grimmsnarl attacks. And I don't know how, but that deck somehow beat Guardy. Everybody kept asking me how, and I was just like, I'm gonna be so honest. I myself don't know how, but I think it was just like I just had to set up for my life because Guardy against everything. Guardy is on number one menace, so it's just like I was just like, okay, I just need to set up fast. But going back to the question, it's mainly just like when I think of just like building, I'm just like, okay, I like my silly little text. What can I add in to be a little silly, get a little silly with it to have people not expect certain things. One of my sorry, I'm gonna like I have a small joke card that I love. Time. If you take one of your Pokemon from your hands and you place it face down and you ask your opponent how much HP does this card have, and if you get it right, if they get it right, you draw four cards. Wait, if they get it right, they draw four cards. If you get it right, though, you draw four cards. So it's really stupid, and it probably, it would only work if you're playing something that is not in the meta that nobody would like know. But it's just like, why not just take in that silly little card? Like nobody will expect it.
Okay, so I got probably about 4 or 5 more questions, and then we'll go from there. But what is your process for preparing for a regionals or IC? Like eating a full meal and going out with friends on Friday or Thursday? Do you grind out games until you feel that you've broken out the 60 that you're playing in the hotel lobby or in your room? Or do you just get a ton of rest and trust your judgment?
So when we go to regionals and IC, NAIC, uh, we drive. It's 8 hours to most regionals. To NAIC, it's a 13-hour drive. So we usually spend me and whoever's sitting passenger to keep me awake. We usually go over lines of like what we're playing, matchups, and like what we can do in certain matchups. I usually have my 60 locked in before I even leave for these events. Um, I've learned in the past not to trust your judgment the night before and change your deck up. It has come back to bite me a few times. So usually do that. Whenever I get there, I check in the hotel, grab food, and I do not play any games the night before. I don't want to overdo myself. I'm getting ready to play like 12 hours of Pokemon. There's no point in playing more the night before. It's not going to really change anything. So I might as well just not play anything the night before.
Yeah, and that's fair. I've had a couple instances where I completely psyched myself. Like for Atlanta, I was heavy testing Golden Go, and I should not have switched off of Golden Go after I started losing games to Tanky Terapagos, and then played that went like 4 or 5. So it's a mental thing. It's definitely a mental thing to test the night before.
See, I get anxious about going to any regional or major event at all. So pretty much all of my prep the day before is like face mask, anything that's semi-relaxing, just so I don't have to like, you know, stress the whole time I'm there.
Nice. Amari?
So I've been to one regional, Atlanta Regional 2025. It was an experience.
If you could pick an area for regionals to be held at without being biased towards your own state, where would you want it?
So yes, this is completely unbiased.
If you say Kansas City,
I really
no.
no this Kansas City would be a great location for one.
We had
It's
one
very
in Kansas
central.
City.
What 15, 20 years ago?
About that, yeah.
Yeah. I would somewhat biased answer Kansas City. Completely unbiased answer. I think Denver would be a great location for a regional.
We had Denver Regionals in 2019, and I absolutely loved that. I wish they would bring that venue back, but they're not going to because the venue is stupidly impossible to get to, and you got to cross a highway in order to get to any food. So they will never do that again, even though I absolutely loved Denver Regionals.
I want them to bring states back.
Oh, I do too. Trust me. I still got my trophy sitting over here when I won Indiana States against Alex Shabansky, and let me tell you, that was a time.
Sorry, having technical difficulties.
Sure, blame it on the technology.
I would like any regional that's been like 2 hours of me. I'm just gonna be biased because I've only been to like 4.
That's
And
against
like,
the rules.
I want to go to more.
That's against the rules.
Man, I'm tired of driving
Uh,
8+ hours to regionals.
for real.
You're probably the believer that
Like it's been a
Peoria Regional
minimum.
should come back.
It's been a minimum of
Peoria
5
is
hours my
so
entire life.
far.
Peoria is so awful. I almost got hit on a pedestrian crosswalk twice going from the convention center to my hotel. How does that even happen? What about you, Omari? If you could have a regionals anywhere without being biased gray, then where would you have it?
I'm gonna purposely leave out New Jersey because I don't even like New Jersey. But Philadelphia or New York City. I don't know why those are not like more like I said, I'm not too experienced on the lore behind regionals that have been done before. But why Pittsburgh? Why Pittsburgh over Philadelphia
We
or New
did
York
just have
City?
Philadelphia regionals back
Yeah,
way back
Philly
in the
was
day.
last year. Philly was
It
last year,
was.
wasn't it?
No, I thought it was Pittsburgh.
Was I
Yeah.
just like
Philly was like before COVID, I think.
Yeah, that was like
maybe I just
early.
wasn't?
Oh, we had Baltimore last year. That's what it was.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I didn't realize regionals were a full on thing until Atlanta, and I was like, oh, I want to go to Atlanta because it's right there. It's right below North Carolina. It's only like a 5 hour drive. So I was just like, in terms of where I'm at now, I feel like Philadelphia would be good. New York City, I don't know why not? Or I don't, I don't know in terms of geography how New York City would work because
Horribly.
it's an interesting. It's kind of like I don't know if there's any good convention centers, but I'm sure like it's New York City. I'm sure there's something.
Let's see. Do you feel like the format is healthy where it is right now, or that a specific card warrants a ban to make it healthier? If so, why and what card?
So current format before Black and White released, I really didn't enjoy the format. I thought it was pretty toxic, to be honest. Uh, I think post Black and White, it's gotten a lot better. Um, but I do think there are still problem cards. More specifically, I think Monkey Dory is a problem. Like now, do I say it warrants a ban? No, but I do think Monkey Dory is a problem, and it's enabled a lot of like issues in the game as it's played now.
Yeah, I think everybody in that knows me personally knows I'm a big advocate for getting that adrenabrain asshole out of the format and get him banned. I do not think he is healthy for the game at all. If not, get rid of Gardevoir. One of the two of them. Having Gardevoir and Monkey in the same format, that was the issue.
Yeah, I mean, well, because like look at like Gardevoir before Monkey, like they didn't care about getting rid of their damage.
Yeah, even like when
Like,
Monkey Dory was there, it was like a 1 or 2 of at most, and now it's 4 mandatory.
yeah, you 4 monkey mandatory. It's like, dude, like that is just ridiculous. It enables a lot of issues too, and I play Monkey Dory in Dragapult because it's necessary.
Yeah, that's like another thing too, where it's like Monkey Dory like also helps against like, because I will not, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Gardevoir each set for some reason still squeezes out support in some capacity. The Lily's Clefairy needed to happen, otherwise Dragapult would just kind of run the format rampant. They saw that with Regidrago, and I think they realized their mistake early on. Like, and for those who don't know, TPCI or whoever's running like the Pokemon cards, they print sets and make cards 2.5 years in advance. So if they see a deck that's like doing well immediately, they're not gonna know until that time comes. But they have a good understanding of what cards they're making. So that's why Spiritomb came so late as opposed to with Mew VMAX, because some people are like, oh, it's an apology card. They printed it because they saw how broken Mew was. They didn't see that. They really didn't. That's why Spiritomb is still legal and that pink fuckers is not. That's it, they don't realize that. They don't see it. But when it comes to like Regidrago and Dragapult, obviously Dragapult was a strong card on release, but because it had A, consistency issues, B, nobody knew how to play it correctly, and C, Regidrago and Guardian Lost Box just kind of ran it over. It was always just overshadowed by Regidrago because they just copy it from the discard pile anyways. But then, rotation comes and Lily's Clefairy gets announced, and then Dragapult goes on to get second at the regionals and then still is a top contender. they had to have realized something. But making Lily's Clefairy a psychic type, on top of then printing a new stadium that's coming out to help Gardevoir, on top of a new Curlia that helps Gardevoir, and then you have Black and White, you have Jellicent. Like, it just seems they just keep adding more sprinkles to this little Gardevoir sundae.
I just want to speak to whoever's in control at TPCI about Gardevoir support.
Gardevoir is their favorite Pokemon, dog. This is the Gardevoir's fifth Worlds win, dog.
Just a
Since
little
like 2005.
Yeah, it's Gardevoir's a problem. It really is.
I completely agree. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was a Gardevoir bot at the beginning, and then when I saw Monkey Dory, I was like, nah, bro, this is too much.
I played Gardevoir when it first released. I had fun with it, and then I found other decks I enjoyed more. And now it's just like, dude, like everyone's playing Gardevoir, and it's like no matter what you do, they always have the answer for whatever you're playing. Like, it's too much.
I completely agree. What about you, Gray?
I'm pretty sure Gardevoir was supposed to rotate like right before COVID, so I don't even think those cards were supposed to interact.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, because we were supposed to get a rotation, and they were like, "No, you guys get another 2 years."
No, jeez.
Right?
I don't remember that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna agree with you. That was a blur.
Yeah. But I remember we didn't have in-person events.
Yeah, early Gardevoir. That's right. They canceled rotation during COVID, and I think they brought it back like within my first year playing, which was post COVID.
So
But no, I don't think Monkey Dory.
So this went from
I think
do
it's
you think
healthy.
a car is banned, or now we're just talking about Monkey Dory. Monkey.
It's the face of the format. It is what it is.
Damn poster boy.
Um,
Like, I think I saw a video earlier where it was like almost a CinemaSins type of video where he was like roasting your favorite cards, and Monkey Dory was like played in almost like 60 or 70% of decks in format.
I think Monkey
Can't
Dory
do
is
30
probably our
damage
most
during your turn is busy.
Monkey Dory's probably our like most meta-defining card that we've had in a long time.
I don't think Bidoof is as bad as everyone thought it was going to be.
I don't think so either.
No, I think people are gonna be like, oh, people are like, oh, Monkey Dory's fine. It's an okay card. I guess like getting the dark energy on it is cute, but that's gonna be hard. And then luminous energy started getting introduced. Gardevoir players started realizing how broken it was to just go from like dumping 60 on a Gardevoir EX to then going back to clean health. And then Dragapult started picking up, Kyurem started picking up, so then people were like, okay, this kind of counters that. It's just kind of like Monkey Dory is probably one of the most snowball cards I think I've ever seen in the card game.
Yeah.
What about you?
I used to only play 2 in Gardevoir.
Oh yeah, 1 to 2. I think Stefan only played like 1 or 2 at any IC the year he got second. Do you think the format is healthy coming from, especially like being such a newer player compared to the other two? But like, do you feel like the format is healthy? And if not, do you think there's a card that they could ban to make it healthier?
I was literally like, when you first asked the question and Monkey Door was mentioned, I was like, there's this video I'm obsessed with right now of this woman doing witchcraft, and I was like, this is Monkey Door. I was like, boo, rah, 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 and it was Monkey Door adrenabraining 30 off of itself onto Bidoof, and I was just like, I feel like for this question, it's just like, you said it yourself. Bidoof is, whoa, no, nobody cares about that, fella. Monkey Dory is the talk of the town. I unfortunately have to give it to it. Like, it's just like, as a person that came into this like more recent, Monkey Dory wasn't as popular when I started. Like, I didn't see the 3 monkeys on the bench when I used to go against Gardevoir and Reggie Drago. Like, it wasn't, nobody knew him back then. Like, he was used rarely, and I was just like, all of a sudden now he's everywhere. Dragapult plays him. Gardevoir especially plays him. What else?
Hell, Golden Go's playing it as a 1 of.
Golden Go plays
it as a
1.
3 to 4 of.
Grimmsnarl. Zorark even plays it sometimes. Like,
I would have
it's
put a 1 of in
everywhere.
Jilted Box and got made fun of for it.
I'll still make fun of you for it.
I can't justify that one.
Oh, I'm gonna break your Pikachu. Now I'm gonna move it off. What are you gonna do, nerd?
I mean, if you look back on it, when Shrouded Fable released, Monkey wasn't the chase card in that set.
Nobody cared.
That's because it wasn't in the set.
It was Fez.
It was Twilight Masquerade.
Oh, you're right.
The full art was in Shrouded Fable, though.
full art was but even when that full art released, like it wasn't a huge chase, and now
No.
that full art's sitting at like
Like
$30,
$10.
$35.
Yeah, I got the full art for like 15 when it was like when Shroud of Fable was around, and because I saw the potential immediately. I was like, this card's nutty. I'm gonna get so many copies of this card. Now it's like $1 when it was like 25 cents. The full art, like you said, is like 30. It's played in like 70% of decks. I mean, Hell Gray even just said they stuck it in Joltik box. So like it could just be splashing anything, and that's gatekeeping my deck from Pittsburgh. It's starting to tick me off a little bit, but let me play my damn Coffer Grigus without you dumping 60 damage back on my field.
Did you just mention? Oh my god!
If I send you the list, Omari, you're probably gonna lose your mind. But I have a positive win streak. It like Golden Go to this deck is a 100% win rate. You trash them.
I love Coffer Grigus.
Oh my
I'm a big Unova head. I am Unova's #1 fan. Coffer Grigus. Oh my god,
Look,
that's
my
my
first Pokemon game was
child.
Ruby, but like Gen 4 was my baby. But I have a lot of vivid memories in the card game and the video game with Black and White and X and Y. So it was great times.
Please send me
Emerald's
this Coffer
#1
Grigus.
fan.
I will after this then. So I guess that really
Like-
goes into the next question of what is your guys' favorite Pokemon?
Altaria. I love that big dumb bird.
Do you like Mega Altaria? Do you like all Altaria?
All Altaria, like that is my love child right now. Is
What about Wet Altaria?
Wet Altaria. I don't know about that.
Yo,
one.
you came
But, like,
prepared.
Yeah, dude. I've been collecting every English copy of Altaria ever printed. And
Oh, man,
it's
that's so gnarly.
yeah, it's been a trek for sure trying to get every copy. There are a lot of ones that are hard to find. Let me tell you, some of these older ones are impossible.
Jeez, yeah, I could see that. I mean, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time is Porygon Z, but a close second is Shedinja, and it's super hard finding cards for both of them because they're all old and they're all expensive. So I completely understand that. What about you, Gray? What's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is Sableye.
Ooh.
He makes the Dewford gym free in Ruby and Sapphire. The first card I ever saw printed of it had a Pokebody that just said "You go first," which is insane. This is when you could play Supporters first turn.
Yeah, that was that card needed a ban. That's why they did an emergency rotation on that card.
I played that 4 of in every deck during that format. Didn't matter what it was. I was like, nah, I'm going first. Sorry.
That card was broke.
Ridiculous.
What about you, Omari? Yeah, did I even have to ask? The Castelia cones brought to life. What is happening right now?
Vanillux.
I just hear reverbed like vocals in the back, and then I hear everyone else laughing and giggling.
It was the SpongeBob, the moment you've all been
That's
waiting
what
for
I
with the
thought it
Patty
was.
slogan. It's Vanilla.
good. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. So we're creeping
Close
up on...
second.
Oh, close second. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Ahead. No, go ahead.
Close second Houndstone, because it looks like Kurt Cobain.
With that, we got 2 questions left, and then I'll let y'all get on your way. What's the best advice you could give to a newer player trying to get into competitive play and or the TCG?
Best advice I can give a new player trying to get into competitive TCG. You're not always going to start out winning. The thing that I always say, like, that separates like good players from like the best players is the best players still make mistakes, but they know what the mistake was and they know how to go back and fix it. Like, I have a friend who just recently got into the TCG, and something I have to like tell him, but also remind myself from time to time is like, you're here to have fun. Winning will come eventually. Like, I didn't start off winning when I first started playing. It getting better, like, helped me win, and understanding like, oh, I'm here to have fun. Like, if I win awesome. If not, I still had fun. Like that's the most important thing. Like have fun with the game.
Yeah, for sure. Having fun, like I said earlier, is one of the most important parts of the TCG. I feel like a lot of people just kind of forgotten in recent times when money and championship points started like becoming super like, especially like I feel like some people kind of forget it, especially after they bubble like cash at a tournament, because like we all know, top 64. If you make day two, you should get money. I feel like in some capacity because you've earned that spot.
And I think like that aspect of it like ruins a lot of people. And like I have another friend who day two'd NAIC,
Ooh.
and like we were playing a local the other day, and I 2-0'd him, and he's got upset, and I'm like, dude, you've accomplished more than I have. Like you day two'd an event. Like we're just playing locals, man. Like it's okay to like not have a deck work for you. Like have some fun with it.
Yeah, do you feel like that's like more of an entitlement thing, or do you think that's just like, oh well, I did well here, and it's just like super bummed out that like I couldn't translate that to like a local event?
Dude, I don't see it as an entitlement thing. Like I see it as like a hey, like you know, yeah, you day two'd, but like have fun. Like you need to have fun with it. Like we're at a locals. Like you're not a bad player. He's like, dude, I'm a bad player. I'm like, no, dude, you're not a bad player. Like you've accomplished more than I have, and like it happens. There's a guy at my locals. I've only ever beat him in a best of three once. Like, out of the 3 years I've been playing, and he doesn't go to regionals and stuff. Like it's sometimes you just come into it with that mindset of like I'm never gonna do good. I'm like it's always I'm never gonna win, and you need to like change that mindset. Like have some fun with it. If you cash, cool. That's just a bonus. Like when I go to regionals, I'm there to see my friends and have fun. Yeah, I go with the intention of doing good, but I don't rest my entire weekend on that.
Best advice I can give you is to message Team Soothe Bell. That's the best. Like we'll help hook you up. We'll give you a deck list, help you play test, whatever you need. We'll get it to you.
And the best
But
part
like
is there's no paywall.
None
exactly.
whatsoever. You need a deck
If you're trying to
list.
give me money, I'll yell at you.
Just start barking.
Get out of here. What's wrong with you?
I don't accept that kind of money. But all right, what about you?
But yeah, like other than that, just go to your locals and just see what other people are doing. Try to do what they're doing. You know.
So if my
Just
locals is
osmosis,
playing Rockets
really.
Mewtwo, does that mean I have to play Rockets Mewtwo to the regionals?
Yes.
Sure.
That makes sense. It's the wave, guys. They put in a Lily's Clefairy, double penny. They gotta be onto something.
So you're saying all this,
locals
but
is where you find the best list.
we have a local that's undefeated with Rockets Mewtwo. It's not a joke.
Oh god.
Very serious.
Look, I took Rockets Mewtwo seriously for like a month, and I still think that deck can be decent. But the fact you got to play max belt to one shot anything is so scary. But I don't know. With Grimmsnarl creeping out of the format and Golden Go starting to see a little more play, who knows? It could start. You could play Togekiss in there. You could. Don't listen to me, kids. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is don't listen.
It's got a lot of decent matchups. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Gets me to is the worst Raging Bolt.
All right. Well, we're all entitled to our opinions, even though some of ours is wrong.
If you're gonna play Rockets Mewtwo, just play Raging Bolt.
I agree. Raging Bolt already is just a brick fest. When you add energy switches and all this other crap to it, then yeah, it's just a worse Raging Bolt. Especially with that ability. If we had something that removed that ability, I think it'd just be better. Because you could have like Teal Dance, but at that point I think Mewtwo would be broken, right? Because 3 energy, 280.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know, Mari, what about you?
Okay. I'm gonna sound like one of those toxic players, but it's for the greater good. I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible because I had to learn this myself, and I think almost everyone who plays this game has had to learn this. Have fun deck building when you first start playing, just making up stuff.
Yeah.
But eventually you gotta hop on that Dragapult. Eventually you gotta hop on that Grimmsnarl. Eventually you gotta hop on that Golden Go. Like if you want to improve yourself and exist in this meta, yeah, you gotta eventually hop onto the meta. And I was a meta hater when I first started. I was like, oh, I don't want to play what everybody else is playing. I don't want to do this because like it's popular, but it's the meta for a reason. And I love Vanillix, but Vanillix doesn't really have a good card right now. I don't think I could make a deck off of it. And if I did, the thing is, it's just like it's nice to have your favorite Pokemon have a card, but it's just like that 3 energy attack with 3 coin flips, Slug Trio. It's not good. Wug Trio is not good, and I'm just saying, once you get over the hump of just like having like, I think it's all fun. I've learned to like Pokemon because of this mindset. Because I'm just like I was like, what is a Raging Bolt? I didn't I played Scarlet and Violet after I got into the TCG because it really like that researched my Pokemon love, and I was just like, what is Raging Bolt like? And I grew to love Raging Bolt because it's an awesome Pokemon. I was just like, man, I want to play my off meta, literally never played before cards of my favorite Pokemon. It's just like it's fun. It's all in fun. But I'm just saying, to grow and improve, I think we all have to play a little bit of meta.
All right, well, that goes to our last question. Who here is going to Pittsburgh?
I don't think any of us are actually going to
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
I think we're missing
Oh,
that one.
really?
A lot
Yeah.
of fun sending us back.
Well, if you were able to go to Pittsburgh, what's the play?
Dragapult, in my personal opinion, I see how prevalent Golden Go was at Worlds, and Guardy, yuck. But I really think Dragapult's the play. Like it's still a really strong deck right now.
All right. I don't disagree with you there. I just think the Golden Go matchup's weird for it.
It can be for sure.
What about you, Gray?
I think Dragapult has been the choice for like the last 10 regionals, and it keeps losing to like Gardevoir or something. So it's probably just going to be Gardevoir until people start respecting it.
Fair enough. What about you, Amari?
Hear me out.
I'm not.
Hear me
okay,
out.
okay, maybe. Let's go.
Festival lead.
All right. Does anyone know how to disconnect someone from a call?
Sleeper pick right here. Sleeper pick. Nobody underestimate Festival lead, because when they hit you with that turn 2 donk, when
They're
they
hitting
get
360
when
dog.
they go in first, and you could only put 2 Pokemon in play. When they hit you with that do the wave twice, it's over.
Let me ask you, what do you do when you go face to face with the golden guy?
Concede.
Yeah.
I know one of my good friends and long time friend and content creator, Jared Grimes. He played Festival Lead to a day 2 at NAIC, but I think he played Hydrapple in his list to deal with Golden Go, and it still wasn't enough.
Yone, she played Hydrapple at NAIC and actually did pretty good with it.
Yeah, I know he got day 2. I don't remember exactly where his placement was, but I know it was like, I think it might have been in the middle. But he whiffed a bunch of Dengos, and then the Dengo player he played at the end had no idea what Hydrapple did, and he sauced him with it.
That's the move.
Yone is for the Hydrapple truthers.
I guess if I had to pick myself, Cofagrigus, no one can get me off of that. That deck is actually lit. It's got a 100% win rate against Golden Go. Avoid Guardy. That's my that's my best advice.
Do you go into regionals like hoping to just avoid a certain matchup?
I have not hit a Gardevoir, I think, ever at a regionals, and I made day 2 in Milwaukee. I literally have.
I only hit Gardevoir when I'm playing Gardevoir.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. I'm like the second I pick
literally
up
the
Gardevoir,
mirror
take it to
or
a
nothing.
regionals, and I hit a bunch of mirrors. But
I had a friend, Brandon, actually, our other teammate. He day 2'd Milwaukee playing Dragapult. He did not hit a single Guardy. He hit nothing but Joltik box and Golden Go.
well, I guess with that, is there any shout outs to any sponsors, friends, family, teams that you want before we head off here?
Yeah, shout out my locals, Forever 10. Anytime I ever need anything for a regional, it's always, I got you. like cards. You want to make your deck pretty before you go? I got you. So shout out Forever 10. I also in the works. FCBC might be becoming a team sponsor, so that would be really awesome. They have phenomenal sleeves, so huge shout out to them as well.
They really do. Shout out to Brian.
Brian's goated for real.
FCBC is probably one of the best quality sleeves I've played in a very, very, very long time.
Oh, for sure.
Gray?
When you get past the Dragon Shield's good, but once you like go on, oh my god, that new deck feeling. Oh my god, once you move past the Dragon Shields, like Dragon Shields have all the pretty colors, but like man, the shuffling.
Omari's out here trashing Dragon Shields.
See,
Whoa,
All the opportunities gone.
I still use Dragon Shields because it's the only thing they sell at the locals.
Yeah,
Rob had the same 6 sets of Dragon Shields for like 10 years. I don't know what y'all are on about.
Oh god.
Like 10 years ago, Dragon Shield was everything.
Outside of Ultra,
we're moving up, boys. FCBC only. We're moving up, boys. FCBC only from here on out.
Look, if Brian is willing to sponsor the Packalaka podcast, I'll make sure that every single one of my viewers or every single guest gets a pack of FCBC sent to their house. So, Brian, if you're listening, sponsor Packalaka TCG, because this podcast is going to be alive. It's going to be cooking. We're always looking for people to bring on here. We're always looking to bring FCBC on board. So why not hit me up in the DMs, because I'm too nervous to send you one. Come on, Brian.
Real.
Any shout out you want to give out, Gray?
Calcibrain Games. They're the ones that do Spellgrounds. Sponsor us, please. I want new Spellgrounds. They're too expensive for me.
Omar?
Bro, when I got my first Spellground, it was $140.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I've had it for longer than most seniors have existed.
That's awesome. What about you, Omari?
I'd like to shout out to my number one fan, my rock, my goat, just like the one that's always there for me. That's just like, he's just been like my biggest like supporter like this whole time that I've been playing, like recently, and it's just like, Vanillix. Also my boyfriend, he's here.
Oh yeah, Vanillix is my number one. Oh yeah, and then he's here.
My
That's also around.
Ryan's okay, I guess.
But bro's a Vanillix fan, not a Vanillux fan.
You guys hear I was talking about Dragon Shield? That's a glowing endorsement.
Okay, listen, he's not a part of this.
Bro,
but I
Dragon
really
Shield
do.
sponsorship just went down another bar.
I'm so sorry, Dragon Shield.
I'm sorry. I think it's crazy. He says it's just luck, but I know he had enough aura to get to first place at his first locals. Like he's awesome, and I love him a lot, and he's been supporting me a lot. So I'd like to say thank you, and honestly, thank you to all my friends in Team Soothe, because this has been like, I haven't felt a part of something like this, and I can't wait to see where we go, and just like being able to help each other, but not only just each other, helping the community. Just like, I love helping. It's just like teaching, helping. It all just warms my soul. Unironically, I have a lot of love for being able to get people to higher places, seeing people in the places that they want to be, and it's just like being in this team. That's what it means to me. It's just like getting people to where they want to be and getting them the help that they need. I think that's just so important.
Yeah, most definitely, and I appreciate the three of you making time out of your day to kind of go for like a no-name content creator in the community outside of those who know me, to join for the debut kind of like podcast Rising Fist segment, because I do like I said at the beginning, I do like getting to know people even farther than Pokemon, and even those players who aren't appreciated, because you get to see like names like Isaiah Bradner, Ian Robb, who else, Rahul Reddy, even like constantly in rotation. But some people who just don't even have the funds to go to regionals all the time, some people who are like newer but are like look at Riley McKay. Riley McKay has been playing a short period of time, and bro won Worlds. He was on nobody's radar. Vance, nobody's radar. When in one Worlds, beat Tord in the finals. So I feel like there's just a big level of underappreciation in the community that I've been spotting my entire life, and some of these players are not getting the spotlight that they've been able to get. So it kind of warms my heart that like some people showed interest and were like, hey, can I join your segment? Because not in a million years would I think I'd be able to do something like this, even on my own channel, even with my own like creative stipulations of either being too lazy to edit my own videos or just being completely booked at times and not really having the time to do something like this. So I appreciate all three of you kind of taking the time out of your day to do this with me and kind of show yourself to the world and who you are. Shout out Team Soothe Bell. We hope to see a lot from you guys moving forward into the season, whether it be through judging, playing, or being gray. So once again, I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. I appreciate every single one of you who view this video and come out to the channel and show your love and support. If you want to see someone specific who may or may not have the same spotlight as other top players, drop their name in the comment section below, and hopefully I'll be able to approach them after I gain the confidence to do it a little bit more down and long in the season. So until then, we'll see everybody later.